Working in a restaurant is tough. Long hours, demanding customer, and never-ending chaos. But for some reason, I keep pushing through. I thought this was just a phase, a stepping stone to something better. But as days turns into weeks and weeks turn into months, I realized I was stuck in a loop. The customers always complain, and this all day work is paid in just some couple of dollars. That is why sometimes you have to break the rules to find your true calling. And that is why today I will be joining the dark side. I collect my last savings to buy the best weapons that I can get. But before I can do my first heist, I must do some tutorials on how to be a proper robber. I have my rifle, my pistol, and of course, my hand. With my drill in the back, I'm ready for the training. The window is not standing a chance against my pistol, but now the alarm is triggered. Time for some action. Get into the building is easy, but suddenly, a guard ambushed me around the corner. I drop my bag and return fire with my rifle. Don't worry folks, she's just taking a nap. I drill the door and surprisingly, it's not jammed like in the other games. Once the room is clear, I approach the power box, I shorten the wire, and suddenly I'm ambushed by the police. Guys, I'm starting to think this isn't a tutorial anymore. Anyway, after dealing with them and waiting for the power box to fry, I start drilling into the vault handle. Inside the vault, there is jewelry and a stack of cash. With only one hand, I carefully pack them into the bag. Once the loot is secured, I swiftly retreat to the van, completing the tutorial with $50,000 in my pocket. Next is the stealth tutorial. I pack my screwdriver in the bag and do some lockpicking lawyer on the door.
Click on 3 and we got this open.
I open the door and check the surroundings, spotting a camera on the left wall. I try to crouch to avoid detection, but the camera spots my fat ass too quickly, setting off the alarm. Restarting with embarrassment, I hug the wall to avoid detection by the camera. Successfully passing the first camera, I encounter a second one that is moving. After sneaking past the second camera, I see a conveniently turned back guard. I quietly put him to sleep with my gun, then grab his phone to check in.
I'll have 2 number 9.
Moving on to the rest of the tutorial, I learned to disable the camera by killing the guard in the security room, turning off the alarm switch, zip tie civilians, and opening the vault using a card and a pad. Once the vault door is open, I play money Jenga by stacking it into my bag and escape, securing another 50 grand in my pocket. Even with 2 tutorials, I make more money than working in restaurant. But of course, this is just the beginning. To be a successful robber, I need to take on a real heist. The first heist will be the jewelry store, perfect place for a level 1 crook to try to make my own name and money. Arriving at the back of the store, the first thing I learned from the heist movies was casing the place. A guard patrolling the back alley, making it a restricted area. So I head to the front store where I spot jewelry, cameras, 2 guards, and 2 back doors. I slip past them to the back and find several locked doors blocking my way. I need to bring my screwdriver for this one, but the guards didn't like it when I brought it around. Now, what shall I do? Easy. Just put it into the bag. The guards do not like seeing people bring a screwdriver, but they like the bag. I stealthily opening the first floor door, where I spot the store vault. It's very tempting to run right into it, but there's a camera watching over it. On a nearby table, I notice a gold watch.
Hey, that's pretty good.
On the second floor, there is a staff room and another room being guarded. There might be something important inside it. After feeling satisfied with the place, I return to the truck and put on my mask and weapons. I'm not the type who bursts into the front door and robs the place. No. I'm the one who likes to sneak and rob the place quietly. If you don't know me, I'm the professional silent robber. My first move is to take down the guard, which should be easy. Well, just ignore those terrible shots. At least I managed to kill and check in the phone. Not wanting some random civilians to spot a dead body, I proceed to drag its legs and hide him in the alleyway.
Out of sight, out of mind.
I slip past the camera and kill the second guard on the second floor. In the hallway, an office and a security room awaits. I break into the security room, kill the camera operator, and rush to the last check-in device on the first floor. Returning to the second floor, I unlock the office and secure the manager. I found the vault key and a stack of money on the table. I bring my bag up, put all the money inside, and return to the truck where I score a $10,000. Back to the vault. I bring the card to the scanner to open it.
Open sesame!
But another locked door raised a suspicion. It could trigger an alarm if tampered with. Remembering the utility room with a keypad, I searched tables, bathroom, and trash bins for the keycard. Finally, I find it on the staff room table, glaringly obvious in the bright green on the table. After disarming the alarm, I return to picklock the door. Inside the vault, a treasure trove awaits. Money, jewelry, even blocks of gold. I fill my bags with the loot and make several trips from the vault to the truck. With 3 bags full of loot, I end the heist with $75,000, my first real success. I can stop here and retire early, but only one successful heist and $100,000 do not satisfy my need. So, on to the next job, Liberty Hawk Bank. After casing the place, I picklocked the back door, but not even a moment to get caught by a camera. Thankfully, the guard is just escorting me out, but now he is bugged to stay outside. I sneakily enter the room again and back again spotted by the camera. But no one is going to escort me out, and the guard is still standing outside, patiently waiting for the camera to turn to be caught by a second guard near the vault area. Yes, you got me. Let's get this over with. Instead of escorting me out to the back, he insists on taking the long way around. Hopefully, he doesn't question why a truck full of gear is parked between broken walls. However, he stuck himself with the front door, where I also made it worse for him by pushing it outward. He pulled out his pistol and blamed his terrible pathfinding on me. I don't think this is the correct way of fixing the problem, sir.
1 minute later.
I'm back in the back room using the same trick as before to pull a guard out. Works like a charm. Quietly exploring the building, I find an office on the second floor guarded by a patrolling guard. Waiting for him to enter the staff room, I opened the office door and found the vault card on the table. On the third floor, I discovered a patrolling guard, a utility card in the one room, and the security room in the corner. But I got spotted by the camera when bringing the screwdriver, leading the guard to escort me back downstairs, and now he also gets stuck in the first guard. I return to the third floor, open the security door, and head back to the truck for my mugs and weapons. But there is one small problem. I cannot use the back door because there are 2 guards stuck on each other. So I have to run around to the front of the bank with my weapons in my hand. Thankfully, the civilians are blind, so I sneak up back to the back stairs and quietly dispatch the guard in the security room. Next, I had to deal with the guards that were stuck in the back, where I killed the first guard, and his friend did not even notice it. Killing the second guard, where I have to use all 2 check-in devices on the first floor. Now shooting the third guard, I sprint to the third floor check-in device with seconds to spare. With all guards on the first floor eliminated, I disable the alarm box, open the bar door and crack the vault. Money and gold await. I load my bag with all of the loot and haul them back to the truck, escaping with nearly $90,000. I use the money to buy skills and weapon upgrades to make my heist easy in the future. Having completed 2 successful heists, I feel the thirst for more adrenaline and potential profit of the next job. I need a heist to fulfill my needs and make big money for all my time waste during my honest work. What else better than the orbital bank? A big bank with a big vault, with a big estimate take and risks. But with limited experience in the world of robbery, I recognize the need of level up before taking on the challenge. So I embarked on a journey to grind knowledge and experience by executing more heists, steal more jewelry, a renowned piece of art from the Pegasus Museum, and even raid a wine store to satisfy my thirst for wealth, preparing to celebrate my success later. Each heist completion adds to my experience, and I invest the acquired money into purchasing skills and equipment. After accumulating enough level to unlock the next challenge, I finally feel ready to tackle the orbital bank. Scouting the bank exterior, I familiar myself with its layout and guard. Every mistake makes me understand and stronger. While you are playing, I studied the heist. When I'm ready, I don my marks and dive into the action. Picking the backlock door, I evade the camera and the guard. Making my way to the security room. Dispatching the guard, I secure the civilian in the first back room, eliminating 2 patrolling guards and unlocking the office on the first floor to obtain a card. This card grants access to the utility room, allowing me to disable the alarm. The second floor presents challenge with guard patterns I struggle to guess. I kill one of the guards and have a fight with its dead body. Even while he was dead, still gives me a hard time picking up his phone. Proceeding to the office room, I subdue additional civilians before advancing to the manager office. With my maximum stealth, I snatch the vault card from the top manager safe, then head towards the vault area. In the vault hallway, I neutralize 2 guards facing away from each other and dispatch the guard in the vault area. Now with the vault area clear, I open the barrier doors and the vault itself, revealing a treasure trove of money and gold. There is also a bag of money on one of the shelves, so I can add 1 extra bag to my collection. I consolidate all the golds into 1 bag before exiting the vault. However, a lone guard in the hallway blocked the way to the truck.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
I eliminate him to reduce wandering guards on the floor and drag his body out of sight just as another guard approach. Ooh, that's really close. Using the last check-in device, I conceal the body further and head towards the truck. Eliminating several guards patrolling the hallway makes this heist easier, but as always, not everything goes according to plan. I fill the money bag with another stack of cash and head towards the truck. However, my progress abruptly changed when I collide with a guard around the corner, setting off the alarm. There's the alarm and time for me to make a quick getaway. Quickly, I retreat to the truck, grabbing more bags and return to the vault to stash the loot. Fighting off police units, I make several trips back and forth, retrieving dropped money and battling incoming police inside the vault. After clearing the shelf, I leave the bags in the hallway and encountering an interceptor, someone who lays a trail of obstacles on my path back to the truck. Despite the police fierce resistance, I went to grab the last bag and make my way back to the truck amidst the chaos. With the bag tightly gripped, I sprint towards the stair, only to encounter a formidable obstacle. Making a quick call going back to the second floor, I know the police will soon swarm my position if I don't do something. Thinking fast, I leap from the balcony into the main lobby, darting through the back hallway and returning to the truck. Despite a lone police officer attempting to impede my progress, I evade his shots with a zigzag technique and successfully put the last bag into the truck. Knowing the police will soon surround my truck, I prepared for a final stand. Armed with a full auto rifle, I engaged in a fierce firefight, taking down each officer before focusing my fire on the juggernaut, and a blinding shield attempt a final push, where I managed to eliminate him by shooting his feet. As the dust settled from the intense confrontation, I conclude the heist, returning to the warehouse with $172,000 worth of loot. After the recent disastrous haste, I realized it's time for me to lay low for a while. The last thing I need is the police tracking down this place and catching me, right?
Get down! Hands in the air!
After purchasing the new supplies, I could... Breaking news! In a stunning turn of events, law enforcement agencies have finally apprehended the elusive criminal mastermind known only as the Da. After months of meticulous investigation and surveillance, authorities execute a daring raid on a warehouse believed to be one of the Da hideouts. Reports indicate that the Da, who has been a subject of intense pursuit due to a string of high-profile robberies across the city. Eyewitnesses describe a scene of chaos as SWAT teams stormed the warehouse, leading to a tense standoff before the Da was ultimately subdued and taken into the custody. Authorities have linked the Da to a string of violent robberies, with several guards tragically losing their life in the process. Among the items recovered from the warehouse is a frame containing what appears to be the iconic Mona Lisa painting, which went missing from the prestigious Pegasus Museum of Art. The Da capture makes a significant victory for law enforcement and bring an end to a reign of terror that has plagued the city for far too long. Investigators are now combing through the warehouse for evidence linking the Da to the numerous criminal attributed to them, including bank heist, jewelry store, and Ludenberg liquor store. Stay tuned as we bring you further updates on this unfolding story, including the recovery efforts for the stolen artworks and the fate of the Da.